Good morning everyone. Let us discuss operators today. So we are discussing web technologies. In that we have started unit 2. In unit 2 we have seen some introduction. Now in today's class we will see what are the operators we have in JavaScript. Second unit is JavaScript, as you already know. Today let us discuss what are the operators we have in this JavaScript. So operators you already know. You have studied C, Java, Python, many programming languages. When you are studying programming languages, what is the common point? Some topics are very common in all the programming languages, like operators. And what I wanted to tell you people is, we have variables, data types, operators, all these things are common in many programming languages. So just I want to introduce you operators in JavaScript. When you are studying Python, when you are studying Java, C, C++, all these things, the most common topics you will be having in these programming languages is data types, variables, type conversions, operators and loops also. So today we will see what are the operators we have. See here, arithmetic operators, assignment operators, string operators, comparison operators, conditional operator or ternary operator, logical operator and bitwise operator. So we have these 7 types of operators. We have 7 different types of operators in JavaScript. What is JavaScript? Why we are using JavaScript? That and all you have seen in previous video. Now what we want? Assignment operator, arithmetic operator, logical operator, string operator, conditional operators, bitwise operators, comparison operators. These 7 we want to discuss. So we'll see one by one. We'll see one by one what are the operators. So first one, arithmetic operators. You already know arithmetic operators are nothing but addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Most commonly we will see addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Apart from these we also see increment operator, decrement operator, modulus operator. So what is the symbol of modulus operator? This percentile is the symbol of modulus operator. So I wanted to tell you about arithmetic operators. You people already know what arithmetic operators is. It is nothing but addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Here I wanted to add to it modulus operator, increment and decrement. So we'll see one by one. What I have done here is, I have taken the variables x and y. X and y are 2 variables and the value of y I have assumed as 5. And I wanted to show you the example and tell you about these operators. So see, what is the example? X equal to y plus 2. This is the example. What is the value I have taken for y? 5 I have taken. So what it will be? X equal to y plus 2. Nothing but x equal to 5 plus 2. Nothing but x equal to 7. That's what we got here. So what will be the result in y? We are giving. What will be the result in x? We are also giving that. What I wanted to tell you, if you want to perform any operation, assume in expression y value 5. In every expression, assume the y value 5 because we have taken y as 5. So subtraction also same. X equal to y minus 2 is your expression. X equal to 5 minus 2 it will become, because we have taken y value 5. X equal to 3 we will get. That is what result of x. Same way multiplication also, x equal to y into 2. Division, x equal to y by 2. Modulus, x equal to y modulus 2. Increment, x increment y, x decrement y. So see, increment you can write, plus plus I you can write, I plus plus also you can write. You have seen many programming languages, plus plus is the symbol for increment, minus minus is the symbol for decrement. In any programming language you can write I plus plus you can write, otherwise plus plus I also you can write. Same way, plus plus y, y plus plus, nothing but increment. Minus minus y, y minus minus, nothing but decrement. So this table is nothing but assuming y value 5 and solving all the expressions regarding to the operations where we will get result in y and result in x. Arithmetic operators are nothing but addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, increment, decrement. These operations or these operators we have done, performed and got result of y and result of x by assuming y equal to 5. This is what arithmetic operators is. So the next one, assignment operators. So what is the next one? Assignment operator. See, what are the assignment operators we have? Equal to, not equal to, equal to. So see here. First assignment operator is equal to. Second one is, see, you can write x equal to x plus y, you can write x equal to x plus y. This is the expression I want. This I can also write as x plus equal to y. Nothing but x plus equal to y. What we will do? X will be here equal to x plus y. This x plus also we are taking here. So same way, what are the assignment operators we have? Equal to. So equal to is one assignment operator, plus equal to, minus equal to, multiplication equal to, modulus equal to, division equal to. 6 assignment operators we have. What is the point you have to understand here is, if you want to write x equal to x minus y, x equal to x plus y, x equal to x divided by, x equal to x modulus y, x equal to x into y. All these expressions, x equal to x minus y, x equal to x plus y, x equal to x by y, x equal to x modulus y, x equal to x into y. All these can be written as x plus equal to y, x minus equal to y, x into equal to y, x division equal to y, x modulus equal to y. Nothing but x equal to x modulus y, x equal to x by y, x equal to x into y, x equal to x minus y, x equal to x plus y. Same, both are same. Now we will say example. I have taken x value 10 and y value 5. X and y are variables. I have taken x equal to 10, y equal to 5. Now what I wanted to do? X equal to x plus y I want. I can also write it as x plus equal to y. Now what I will do? X equal to x plus y. So see here, first one is equal to. So x equal to y. Obviously we will get x equal to y is nothing but x equal to y value 5. So x equal to 5 we got. Next one, x equal to x plus 5. What we will get? X equal to 10 plus 5. 15. X equal to 10 minus 5. 5. X equal to 10 into 5. 50. X equal to 10 by 5. 2. X equal to 10 modulus 5. 0. So this is about assignment operators. Equal to and these and all are the assignment operators. What the point we should understand here? X plus equal to y is nothing but x equal to x plus y. By taking x value 10 and y value 5, we have got the results of x and y. So the next operator, string operator. See, very interesting. String is nothing but collection of characters, group of characters, collection of characters. What I want here, if good is one string, morning is another string, I want these two strings to be appended. Appending of strings is nothing but we will use the symbol plus. See here, text 1 is good, text 2 is morning, text 3 is nothing but appending text 1 and text 2 as good morning. Simple. Two strings you will have, all the string operations you already know. See here, operator. This operator also can be treated as concatenation of strings. So what I wanted to tell you is, adding two strings is nothing but concatenation of two strings. Adding of two strings is nothing but concatenation of two strings. So what I wanted to tell you, I want to add text 1 and text 2. Text 1 is good and text 2 is morning. I want to add it as good morning and store in text 3. For that I am using the symbol plus symbol. Plus symbol in strings is nothing but for concatenation. What I wanted to tell you people is, not only plus equal to symbol also can be used for concatenation. See here, text 1 plus equal to text 2. There is no point of text 3 here because text 1 plus equal to text 2 can be also written as text 1 equal to text 1 plus text 2. Observe carefully. Text 1 plus equal to text 2 can also be written as text 1 equal to text 1 plus text 2. Nothing but good morning only we will get again. So see, this thing you know, plus is the, this thing you know, this is the symbol for concatenation and adding of strings. You know this adding two strings and storing in other also you know. What I wanted to tell you, text 1 plus equal to text 2. If this is your final output, this can also be written as text 1 equal to text 1 plus text 2. Nothing plus good plus morning adding and storing in text 1. Here we are adding good and morning, storing that in text 3. Here also we are adding good and morning but storing in text 1. String operator is nothing but addition plus symbol or plus equal to symbol. These two are string operators used for concatenation of strings. Plus and plus equal to are the two string operators. Two string operators are plus and plus equal to. These are used for concatenation of strings. Concatenation of strings. So the next operator is comparison operator. See here, equal to, equal value and equal type, not equal to, not equal type, greater than, lesser than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. You know these from childhood onwards. See, I don't need to tell you about comparison operators again and again. Not equal to, greater than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. These you know from childhood. So, I am taking x value as 5 and I am performing these operations which returns whether it is true or false. Why we will compare anything? To tell yes or no. We will compare any two things to tell yes or no or true or false. Here also what we are taking? Taking the x value as 5 and comparing with all these things and giving the output. See, first I have taken x value 5. 5 equal to 8. False. 5 equal to 5. True. So that is equal to. Then coming to not equal to. Come to not equal to. 5 not equal to 8. True. 5 equal value. 5 equal value of 8. See here. When we consider 5 as string, we'll change some operators that we'll talk in the next class. So again, 5 greater than 8. False. 5 less than 8. True. Next. 5 greater than or equal to 8. False. 5 less than or equal to 8. True. Same. Very simple examples. Now we are talking about comparison operators. Comparison operators we mostly talk about equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. Here I want to compare two things and tell whether it is true or false. I am taking x value equal to 5. I am performing all these operations and telling whether it is true or false. So this is the comparison. Next one, conditional operator or ternary operator. See, here also I have taken x value 5 only. So the conditional operator, see here, question mark, colon. This is the conditional operator. So question mark, colon is the conditional operator. In every programming language you will get about conditional operator. Here see what I wanted to do. Variable name, condition, question mark, value 1, colon, value 2. See the syntax? Variable name, maybe some x, equal to condition, question mark, value 1, colon, value 2. So see here, variable name is votable. Age less than 18. Age is less than 18. This is condition. What is the condition given here? Age less than 18. What is the variable name given here? Votable. Those who have the right to see, those who have right to vote is nothing but votable. Votable is my variable name. What is the condition? Age less than 18 is the condition. So question mark, what value 1? What is value 1? To end. If they are less than 18, to end. If they are greater than 18, old enough. So general example, if you want to do vote or if you want to do voting, you should have age greater than 18. So what is our condition here? The operator is conditional operator. When we are applying conditional operator on that, what is the syntax? Variable name, condition, value 1, value 2. Meanwhile, question mark and colon. So what is the variable name here? Votable. Whether I am able to vote or not. What is my condition? Age less than 18. If my age is less than 18, it will tell you are too young to vote. If my age is greater than 18, it will tell old enough. You can vote, you are old enough. So that is the conditional operator or ternary operator. This you will have in C programming also. This you have in C programming also. So our very next one is logical operator. See here, and or not. Very simple. And or pipe. This is called as pipe symbol. Pipe symbol is used for or. And not symbol you already know. See, I am taking x value equal to 6, y value equal to 3. X value equal to 6, y value equal to 3, and I want to perform logical operators. So and is the logical operator. Pipe symbol is or. This pipe symbol is for or, and this exclamation is for not. See, they have given x less than 10 and y greater than 1. We have to tell whether it is true or false. See, x value is 6. 6 less than 10 and 3 greater than 1. Very good, true. 6 is less than 10, 3 is greater than 1. Both are satisfied. And means both should satisfy. Or means any one condition can be satisfied. Okay. And means both the conditions should satisfy. Or means any one condition can be satisfied. So 6 less than 10, yes. And 3 greater than 1, yes. So it is true. Next. 6 equal to 5, false. 3 equal to 5, false. So it is false. And next one, not is nothing but x not equal to y, y not equal to x. This you can write. So see here, next one is logical operators. We have 3 logical operators. And symbol, pipe symbol is for or, and this is or not symbol. And means both the conditions should satisfy. Or means any one condition. So not equal to 1 you will tell some x not equal to y or y not equal to x, like that you can tell. So these are the logical operators. So next one is bitwise operators. See, bitwise operators will work on 32-bit numbers. Bitwise operators will work on 32-bit numbers. So see here, any numeric operand in the operation is converted into 32-bit number. If you want to perform bitwise operations, you want to convert any number into 32-bit number. The result is converted back into JavaScript number. This you should remember. If you want to perform bitwise operations, then you have to convert that numeric operand into 32-bit number, and then only you can perform. See, what are the bitwise operators we have? And, or, not, XOR, left shift and right shift. These and all you have studied in many subjects. See here, they have taken some examples and they have given to you. But you need to remember and symbol, or symbol, not symbol changed here. Tilt symbol is used for not here. The name of the symbol is tilt. This tilt symbol is used for not here. And or not, XOR. Cap is for XOR, left shift, right shift. So these and all you already know. See, important points is bit operators will work on 32-bit numbers only. If you want to perform bit operators, you should convert number into 32-bit number. We have, how many bit operators we have? And, or, not, XOR, left shift, right shift. 6 bitwise operators we have. And on solving these examples, you already know. See, taking some x and values, you can solve that. So, see here, JavaScript uses 32-bit signed numbers. Our JavaScript uses 32-bit signed numbers. So what you wanted to remember, we will have signed numbers and unsigned numbers. JavaScript will use only signed numbers. So plus or minus is nothing but signed number. If you have plus or minus before number, that is signed number. Plus 5, minus 5, plus 4, minus 4, -3, all these are signed numbers. So JavaScript uses 32-bit signed numbers only. So and finally, see the example. Till now we have discussed about operators. Now I wanted to give you an example where we can perform addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. See, HTML open, HTML close, head open, head close, script open, script close. So body open and body close also will be there. Body open, body close. So now what you wanted to remember? Script language is for defining JavaScript. I already told you in the first class. We can use script language, we can use script type, anything, and JavaScript. Afterwards our variables are A and B. Variable A and variable B. And listen carefully here. ParseInt is nothing but to convert the string into integer. If you want to convert any string into integer, we are using parseInt. So what we are doing, document.writeln is to display the output. Document.writeln is for displaying output. So document in C programming language we will have printf and scanf. Likewise in JavaScript we will have document.writeln. How we have printf and scanf? Here we have document.writeln. So what we want to do? We want to take two variables A and B and we are performing in JavaScript. Initially A value and B value are 0. Then we are performing addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. All the opening and closing tags you know. Script open, script tag is new one, you should remember. ParseInt is nothing but we are converting it into number. We have discussed in the last class about parseInt. See, in last class we have discussed about explicit type conversion. While we are discussing about type conversions and explicit type conversion, you need to convert string into number and number into string. There we have the methods, toString method and parseInt method. So while we are talking about type conversions, while we are talking about explicit type conversions, we have the methods to convert number into string and string into number. Those are nothing but toString method and parseInt methods. So this is the simple program for just performing addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So next topic, we will go into next topic. As I already told you, write is to display output. So now we are talking about displaying output. To display output in JavaScript, we have two things, write and writeln. So see here, write is also a method, writeln is also a method. See, write, when we are using write, it is used to print the output in a single line without inserting a new line for character at the end. If you want to print something in single line, don't insert any character at the end for new line, then you will go with write. Listen carefully. I just want to print hello and I don't want anything to print after hello in next line. Then I use write. I just want my output in single line. I don't want to continue my output for second line and third line. Then I will go with write. Writeln is also a method. This when we are using, if you have something to be, if you want to insert something to extend the output, then you can go with writeln. See, all this writeln are accessed with document object. This you should remember. Very important point. Very important point. All these methods write and writeln are accessed with document object. So how you want to write? Document dot writeln. This is how you can execute. So write method will not insert any second line for output. Writeln method you can have second line output for extended for second line also. So to give output we are having two methods in JavaScript. So in JavaScript to display output, we have two methods, writeln and write. So write is nothing but it will not insert any new line or character for the output. Writeln you can insert another line. So what is the document? Document is the object. So you have to write document dot writeln. Document dot writeln. So we'll see an example. So see here, first we will see an example. HTML open, HTML close, head open, head close, script open, script close, Script language is JavaScript. These and all very common from now onwards in any program. So here I have used only write method. Document is the object. I wanted to use it here. See, as I already told you, document is the object. If we have document object only, this method will work. So document is the object name, write is the method name. Write is the method name, document is the object name. If you want to work with write method, you should have document object. So what they have given? Welcome append to append JavaScript. So now what we want to do? Welcome to JavaScript want to be in a single line. To have welcome to JavaScript in single line, we are using append operation because we are using write here. While we are using write method, we can't have the output in second line. For that we are using append symbol and getting all this in single line. Understand carefully. If you use write method, you don't have chance of getting output in second line. If you use write ln method, instead of write, if you use write ln method, you can get the output in 3 different lines. For not getting output in 3 different lines and using write object only, we are using append symbol. If you don't use append symbol here, this welcome to JavaScript should come in 3 different lines. Welcome to JavaScript. See, if you don't use append symbol here, welcome to JavaScript should be in 3 different lines. But we are using write method, we can't have 3 different line output. That's why we are using append symbol and getting that in single line output. So if you see next example, you will understand what I have told. So see here. So you have used write method, but you don't have chance of getting output in 3 different lines. So you have used append, but you are using break tag. BR is nothing but break tag. So BR is break tag. While we are using break tag, we will get output like this. So welcome to JavaScript should be appended, but we want a break after welcome to. So we got output like this. So till now we are talking about only write method. Always we are using write method with the object document. So while we are using write method with the object document, we don't have chance of getting output like this. Welcome to JavaScript. For that we are using append symbol. And I want break also, for that I am using break. Rest of the things, everything same. Whenever you open script tag, you should close script tag. So see the next example, you will understand. So see here. Without using any append symbol, we got welcome to JavaScript in a single line. Now you will understand. In this program, I have not used append symbol. I have not used break tag. Without using append symbol and without using break tag also, because I am using write ln, I got the output in single line. So now you should understand, if I write only write method, I don't have chance of getting output in 3 different lines. For that I have written write ln. Document is nothing but object. Write ln is nothing but method. I am using write ln method. So I should not use, I no need to use any append symbols. Even then I will get the output in single line. Welcome to JavaScript. So this is the importance of write ln. Without using any other symbols, you can get the output in single line. So see here, if you want, you can get the output like this also. See, by using pre-tag, I am using write ln also. While I am using write ln, remaining all same. Entire tags remaining all same. See here. Welcome to JavaScript. I want in individual lines like this. For that I am using write ln and pre-tag. You already know what is pre-tag is. When we have discussed about HTML15 tags, we discussed about pre-tag also. When we discussed about HTML15 tags, we discussed about pre-tag also. Pre-tag open, pre-tag close. But what I wanted to tell you here is, using write ln without break, without using break tag, using write ln, I got output like welcome to JavaScript. So you have to remember this line very clearly. This is repeating for every program. Script language equal to JavaScript in double quotation, script close. This is very common in this entire unit. What you need to understand, whether you are using right ln or right. So let us see, this is about, so one more example. See, in this example I am getting the output in red color. You can see here the output is in red color. I have given font color red, so I got red color output. So everything you know, remaining everything you know. See, HTML you know, head you know, script you know, closing tags you know, welcome to HTML is text you know that, script language is JavaScript you also know that, document.write is the method you also know that, font color I have given red, so I got red color output. So we'll see one more example. So see here, this variable A I have declared as 100. So it is printed the value of A is 100. See, document.write, the value of A, append A symbol. What is there in A? 100 is there. So script language is JavaScript. Variable A is declared and initialized to 100. Now I want to print the value of A is. For this what I have to add? This is the add symbol. This plus symbol is here for adding, append. Add is nothing but append. Append. So see here, already variable A 100 I have given. What is the output sentence? The value of A is. The value of A is. For this what I wanted to add, this plus symbol is append. What I wanted to append for that? A I want to append. What is A? 100. So this appended here. So I have written a program. I have taken A variable and given A value 100. The output statement is value of A is. For that I want to append A. I have appended A as 100. So this is one more example. Yes, this is one more example. See here. Instead of using append symbol, we can also directly give A value. Remaining everything is same. Remaining everything is same as before program. Taking A variable and giving 100 value also same. We no need to always use append symbol. We can have comma also. So the value of A is, I have given comma and A value. What it will do? The value of A is 100. That will print. This is about output. For giving output we have two methods. This entire thing is about output in JavaScript. So whatever we talked till now is in JavaScript and about output. For output we have write method, write ln method. So whatever we have discussed today, we have started with operators and discussed about arithmetic operators, assignment operators, bitwise, logical, everything, ternary operators, everything we have discussed. After operators, what I have been telling to you, we have write method, we have write method and we have write ln method. So two methods we have for output in JavaScript. Next we will see about input. How to give input. So our next topic is giving input. So input is given through keyboard actually. So keyboard input I have named it as. See, different methods we have for giving input. Alert, prompt, confirm. These are the methods we have to give input. To give output we have the object document. Document is the object for output. Window is the object. Window is the object for input. So see here, all these methods can be accessed with window object only. For output we have the object document. For input we have the object window. What are the methods we have? Alert, prompt, confirm. See, prompt is using prompt you can take input from only keyboard. See, using prompt you can take input from only keyboard. Alert is nothing but specifies with OK button you will get a spec. Do you want to exit? Do you want to save? These and all you will get with the help of OK button. So alert is nothing but getting a pop-up message with OK button. Prompt is nothing but you can take input from only keyboard. See, confirm is nothing but dialog box with optional messages, 2 buttons and all. So I'll show you. See, for alert you will get a window with only one single OK button and some message you will get here. Some pop-up message. Do you want to save or do you want to cancel or do you want to delete any message? With any message and only one OK button, if you get a pop-up box, that is alert. You can take input from keyboard using prompt. Confirm is nothing but you will have two buttons. In your window, OK button will be there, cancel button will be there. Do you want to save the file? OK or cancel. That is confirm. So what you need to understand, these are the methods. These are the three different methods. Alert, prompt and confirm are the three different methods for input. What is the object we are using for input? Window is the object we are using for input. So let me tell you. Window for input object. So document for output object. Two objects we have, window and document. Window is for input, document is for output. Two methods we have, write and write-ln, that is for output. Three methods we have, alert, prompt and confirm for input. Let us see the examples. Yes. So first I am telling you about prompt. As I already told you, using prompt you can take only from keyboard. Using the prompt you can take input from only keyboard. See here, enter the value is the message. You can enter here any value, 12, 14, 21, 33, any value you can enter here. See, 33 is your entered value. Enter a value is a message with OK button and cancel button. This is using prompt. Using prompt you can take only input from keyboard. So this is the example. One window will be displayed, one message will be there. You can give some value using keyboard and it will have OK and cancel buttons. This is prompt. So next one, we are seeing the example for prompt. So I have taken two variables A and B. I am adding A and B and storing the value. And I am performing difference, product, division. See, HTML open, HTML close, head close, body close, script open, script close, all these you know. Variable A, B, two variables I have taken, A and B variables. I am adding A and B, subtracting A and B, multiplying A and B, divisioning A and B. What is the method we have to print output? Document is the object, write-ln is the method for output. Window is the object, prompt is the method for input. So listen carefully. Document is the object, write-ln is the method for output. That's why we are getting output, sum, difference, product and quotient outputs. Input what we should give? A value and B value input we should give. For giving input what we have? Window is the object, prompt is the method. So A is my variable, B is my variable. I want to add them, subtract them, multiply them and do division for them. So my input is A and B. For input I am using the object, window and method prompt. Output is addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. For that I am using document object and write-ln method. So here you will get two windows like this, asking for A value and B value. Because we are using prompt, you can give the A value and B value by keyboard and you will have OK button and cancel button. This program will do addition of A and B, subtraction of A and B, multiplication of A and B, division of A and B. If you want to do that, you want AB values. AB values you are giving as input. Because you are using prompt, you can give by keyboard only. So that is input. So if for input we are using window.prompt. Output is sum, difference, product, quotient. For output we are using document.ln. Simple. So next one, see this is the output. Till now what I have told, this is the output. A equal to 10 I have given, B equal to 20 I have given, A plus B I have given. I have not converted them into integers since they have taken it as a append symbol. Computer considered it as append symbol. So A is 10 appending 20 to that. It appended and gave like this. You should clearly understand this. A value 10, B value 20 I only given. I want A plus B. For me A plus B means 10, 20, 30. But for computer plus symbol is append. So it appended 10 and 20 and given 10 and 20 like this. And the difference, A is 10, A minus B, 10 minus 20, minus 10, correct only. A into B, 10 into 20, 200, correct only. A by B, 10 divided by B, 0.5, correct only. You should understand, difference is correct. A equal to 10, B equal to 20, A minus B equal to minus 10, correct only. Product, A equal to 10, B equal to 20, A into B equal to 200. This is also correct. A equal to 10, B equal to 20, A by B equal to 10 by 20 equal to 0.5. This is also correct. But A equal to 10, B equal to 20, A plus B cannot be 30 because computer treated this plus as append. That is not converted into number. By considering A and B as strings, it appended them. So let us see one more example. Then you will understand how to do addition also, you will understand. In this example, you can avoid the problem of appending. So in this example, you can avoid the problem of appending. So see here, opening tags and closing tags, everything are same. Taking two variables, same. For output, document.writeln, same. For input, window.prompt, same. Performing addition, division, multiplication, subtraction, same. We are getting two pages like this for giving A value and B value, and we can give these by using keyboard because you are using prompt. That is also same. What they have done here? They have used parseInt. They have used parseInt to convert A and B into numbers. A and B are not strings. A and B are not strings. A and B are not strings. A and B are numbers. To convert A and B into numbers and treating them as not strings, we are using parseInt method here. So what will be the output? Output will be this. Because 10 minus 20 minus 10, correct? 10 into 20, 200, correct? 10 divided by 20, 0.5, correct? When A and B are not treated as strings, when A and B are integers, because we are using parseInt method, 10 plus 20, 30, this is also correct. So this is the correct output. So what we have discussed, let us see what we have discussed. Output, input. For output we have document, that is object. For input we have window, that is also a object. For output we have methods, write and writeln, methods. For input we have methods, prompt, confirm, alert. These are the methods and objects for output and input, and this example is good. So let us go for the next one. Very simple. See, control structures is very known topic to everybody. So I am not going to stress on it very much. From C programming, Java programming, Python, in everything you have learned control structures and you know already these very much. So I am just introducing. In JavaScript also you have these. I am introducing, that's it. I am not going to stress on it. So see, loops, conditional statements. If we combine loops and conditional statements, we will call as control structures. What is control structures in any programming language? Loops and conditional statements. What loops we will have? For loop, while loop, do while loop. What conditional statements we will have? If else if, switch. Very simple. In C language, in Java language, in Python, in JavaScript, wherever you go, control structures will not change. Control structures is the combination of conditional statement and loops. These loops also same. For loop, while loop, do while loop. Conditional statements also same. Simple if else, else if, ladder, switch. Let us see the examples. So first one, what is the first one? If. You already know in C language, in Java language, in C++ language also you have the if. Here also same if condition statement. That is syntax 1. So what is the syntax for if? What is the syntax for if? If condition statement semicolon. So see here, if condition, opening braces, number of statements, closing braces. If syntax is same in any programming language. So the next one, what is this? If else. So next one is if else. So see, if condition statements, else condition statements. Do you want to come to college? Yes, come to college is the statement. No, go to home is the statement. If you want to come to college, yes, then come. No, go to home. So what is if and else? If one condition is true, you can have some statements. If this condition is not true, you can have else statements. You are good or bad. If you are good, you will have some qualities. If you are not good, you will have some qualities. I am not telling you you are bad. Bad is different, not good is different. So what is here? If good. Okay, have some statements. If you are not good, that means you are not good. Then you will have some statements. We don't have the point of bad here. If you are good or not good, that's it. If you are good means condition and some statements, else some statements. So if condition some statements, else condition some statements, same if else syntax in any programming language, simply if else. This is simple if else. So the next one, see, else if ladder. Else if ladder. Nothing but we will have, ladder is nothing but we will have so many else ifs. See here, if condition statement 1, some statements. Else if condition, some statements. Else if this is also not working, else if condition, some statements. If is not working, else some statements. For if else and else if, same syntax in C, Java and JavaScript also. So I don't want to waste your time on this. So you already know all these things. So see here, if else if, else. When this if fails, else. When this if fails, else if. When this else if also fails, and the else if. So simple. So next we are going to see. So see here, another syntax. For same else if ladder only we have syntax 2. Before you have seen syntax 1. This is syntax 2 for else if. If some condition, statement. Else if some condition, statement. Else if some condition, statement, else statement. If this condition yes or no, some statement will be printed. If this condition is true or false. If this condition is yes or no. If this condition is will work or not. Every stage you have to print some statements. So this is if else, else if. For this you have seen syntaxes till now. So next we will go into say switch. You already know, if you want to print Sunday to Saturday, then you will use switch. If you want to print if you want to print more than one output, you can have a switch one. See, case 1 statement break. Very important quality we will have in switch is break. In switch we have break. Same like if and else if only, switch also will be there. But in if and else if we are only checking 2 conditions. In switch you can check multiple conditions. See, case 1 statement, case 2 statement, same way case n statement. Default also you will have some statement. If these all cases from case 1 to case n, if from case 1 to case n everything is failed, then also you will have a default. So see here, switch is very interesting and very important also. In switch only we will have the break statement. So multiple cases you can check here. If all the cases are also not working, then also you will have a default condition. So this is switch. Next we are going into loops. Our first loop is for loop. We have three loops, for, while and do while. For loop is very similar to everyone. For expression 1, expression 2 and expression 3, you have some statements, simple. For I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, you will have some statements, simple. For I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So for expression 1, expression 2 and expression 3, having some statements. So see here, our first loop is for loop. We have while loop and do while loop also. In for we are having expressions, three expressions and having some statements. Simply, this is the simple syntax for. See here, for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. This can be a simple for loop and you will have a statement. So the next one, while. Very interesting. While loop. So what is the while loop? While this condition is true, you have the statements. While this condition is false, you have the statements. Simply, while condition statement is the simple syntax. I am just telling syntaxes for all the control structures. I don't want to give you examples. Examples you should practice on your own in class. So remember, I am only giving syntaxes for all the control structures. For control structures, I am not giving you examples. Examples you should implement on your own and tell to me in class. So what is while? This is while loop. If this condition is true or false also, we will have some statements. And finally, do while. So finally, do while. Do while loop. Do statements, while condition. While you are executing this condition, you should do these statements. See here, do statement, while condition. While you are executing or while you are checking this condition or expression, do this statement, perform that statement. Do while is also simple one. You have three loops, for loop, while loop and do while loop. Here, what is the importance is, here you will have semicolon after while. So while condition, when you are checking that, do perform these statements. So let us see some examples. What we have done till now, we have learned about control structures. So we have learned about control structures. Control structures is divided into loops and conditional statements. Conditional statements. So control structures is divided into conditional statements and loops. Conditional statements are nothing but if else, else if, switch. Loops are nothing but while, do, while, for. So we will see example and we will close. So see, this is the factorial. For finding factorial, I have written a program in HTML. So closing of tags and opening of tags, everything you know. Variable n you have taken. N is not string, you want to convert it into integer, that's why you are using parseInt. Since you want to give the input value for n, so you have given window prompt. Now this code you already know. And this is the code for finding factorial of the number. See, taking a number, having for loop. I already told you I equal to 2, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus, for loop. Fact equal to fact into I, expression. Taking variable I and fact initializing to 1. All this is code for finding factorial. Closing tags and opening tags you know. N is the input value, that's why you are using window prompt. While you are using prompt, you can give input from only keyboard. N is not the string, that's why you convert it into parseInt. What this program will give? This program will give the factorial of n. If you have given the value, if you have given n value equal to 5, so opening and closing tags remove. Code for factorial, remove. N is not the string, convert into integer, parse it. Since it is the input, window.prompt. After executing this program, we will get the factorial value of 5. Since you have taken n value equal to 5. So now this is the program for prime number. So what we have seen till now, n is the variable, it is not the string, converting into the integer, giving input from keyboard, so we are using window prompt. All these steps are for finding prime number, count plus plus, increment operators. If loop, we are using if loop here. For loop also we are using. So what we are doing, for loop we are using, if loop we are using increment operator. Document.writeln is for giving output. When we are using if, we want to use else also. We are closing all the tags since we have opened all the tags, and this program will tell you n is prime number or not. If I have given n equal to 7, after executing this program we will get whether n is prime number or not. See, we are using if else loop, count, increment operator, for loop, initializing the variables, parse int is to convert into integer, window.prompt is for giving input, document.writeln is for output. After executing all these things, it will tell whether 7 is prime number or not. So the last example with the same conditions, how we have seen the prime number program, how we have seen the factorial number program. Same way here here we are using for loop, if loop, increment operators, document.writeln for output, window prompt is for input. What it is doing, see, we have taken a string here and we are searching the number of characters in the string. So not only on numbers, you can perform this on strings also. So opening tags and closing tags, script language JavaScript. Till now you have performed factorial and prime number on numbers. Apart from that, you can take string also. For input it is window.prompt. For output it is document.write or document.writeln. It is counting the length of your string. If you have given apple as the string, it will count how many number of occurrences you have in your program. So this is the example. So let us conclude what we have all discussed today. We have discussed what are the operators: arithmetic operator, logical operator, bitwise operator, everything. After operators, what we have done, we have some methods and objects for output. We have some methods and objects for input, that we have seen. JavaScript operators, methods and documents for JavaScript output and input, and finally control structures in JavaScript. This and all we have discussed today. So we have started unit 2 of JavaScript. We have discussed what are the data types, what are the variables, what is JavaScript, all the basics. Then we have discussed what are the control structures, input methods, output methods, and finally operators. In next class we will continue with functions.